Good morning. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. It's 9:07 on a Monday. I got Nick here in studio. We're going to hang out a little bit on social media with Facebook. If you're watching, feel free to share this out. Ask any questions. Nick, what's up? How you doing today?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's a little bit cold outside, and I wasn't prepared for that, if I'm being honest. It's a little too cold for me.
That is true. That is true. You never know what it's going to be until you wake up, right?
Yeah, so Garage Ultimate, that's the name of the business, right?
That's it.
All right. Are you originally from this area?
I'm actually originally from Arizona, but I've been in Texas for about 12 years and lived all over the state, really.
That's cool. How long did you live in Arizona?
I was in Arizona for 18 years.
18 years? What part?
Phoenix.
Phoenix, Arizona. Are you a fan of, like, any college team or the basketball team, the Suns or anything?
The Suns were my team. I was there in the days of Charles Barkley and Dan Marley and the glory days of the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah.
So, in fact, there was a lot of competition with the Rockets at that time.
There was. In Barkley, his MVP season, that I think it was like 93, the Rockets snuck by him in that year to go win that championship.
That's right. That's right.
And there, the good thing about that championship, with it being a Houston championship, there was no controversy, like no scandals, no one was banging on trash cans or like buzzers or anything like that.
Very true.
Hey, we're back-to-back champions, and nobody can take that away.
That's right. No asterisks, right?
And there's no asterisks, and we're still 2017 World Series champions too. So there's that as well.
I'm saying no asterisks there.
No
either.
asterisks. No asterisks there either. So we're talking about Garage Ultimate in Friendswood. I'm going to kick us on to the FM. We got Nick here in studio. Feel free to ask any questions. Share this out. Let me know what you got going on today. We're going to be spreading some positivity and have some fun. Good morning. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. Right now it's 9:09. On a Monday, I have a special guest in studio. I'm going to let him introduce himself, first name and last name, and then share the name of the business and what you got going on.
Sure. My name's Nick Deutsch. I am the owner of Garage Ultimate in Friendswood. We are a community of individually owned garage condos.
All right. So a garage condo, I've never heard of anything like that before today. And I didn't fully understand. I remember I was like, so if I understand Garage Ultimate, this is what it is. You're like, well, kinda. So a garage condo, where did that concept come from?
So I have always loved cars. I also love real estate. And as I started having kids, my space for cars ran out.
Mm-hmm.
I totally lost my garage space. And so I started looking for a solution just for myself and came across this concept of a garage condo, which is truly an individually owned garage space away from your home.
So wait, quick question. Have you seen this anywhere else before?
There are some others across the country. I'm not the pioneer of the concept. I just fell in love with it and said, I've got to build one of these. I'm not the only one that has this problem.
As far as I'm concerned, you are the originator of this idea because I've never heard of it. I've never heard of it before. So you started doing some research, and this just made sense.
That's right. That's right. It made sense. It made sense for me. I started talking to other people, and they loved the concept as well. And I said, you know what? I'm going to build one. And here we are. And you picked Friendswood. Sure did. Friendswood is a great area. I love Galveston County. It's there's a lot of demand here, great demographics here, and so we're very happy to be part of this community.
Yeah. So you're originally from Arizona, 18 years, and then you moved all over Texas. What brought you to Texas? The barbecue. Is it the good food?
So my mom was actually originally from Texas, and so after graduating high school, I decided this is where I wanted to be.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. And so where do you live right now?
Now I'm actually over in Houston.
Okay. And Friendswood, it just made sense to come down this way.
It sure did. Okay,
so you also mentioned real estate. Are you a realtor as well, or do you just like looking at property, buying and flipping, or how does that work?
I'm not a realtor. I love real estate. I always have. I've dabbled in residential real estate, commercial real estate, and this is the latest project.
And you're friends with realtors.
That's true.
Because Lori, she's a realtor.
She sure is. She's helped us out a lot on this project, actually.
Awesome. Okay. So where are you located right now?
We are at 4650 FM 2351 in Friendswood, right next to Timber Creek.
Okay. And I've never been to a garage condo, like rent out your own space. If I walk in, What do I see? Does it look like a storage facility, a big warehouse? What does it look like?
So you drive in, and we've got a gated entrance that is closed. If you get through the gate, then you've got a huge building on either side of you. We've got 26-foot tall buildings, and it's just a row of overhead doors. And on both sides of you, then we've got a big clubhouse, and you'll see the glass of the clubhouse. And it's actually it's a lot of fun. You walk in and you feel like, wow, this is a place that magic happens.
Yeah. When you mention a clubhouse, is that just like a commons area, or what is that?
Yep, it's a common area. We've got about 2,800 square feet. We've got TVs in there, a kitchen set up, a place to come and hang out. Got restrooms in there.
Okay. So you said you like cars.
I do.
What kind of cars?
Yeah, you know what? I like all cars.
All of them.
I like the stories behind cars,
okay.
and I like what people have done to them, what they're passionate about. Cars are a great conversation starter, and I love talking to people.
Yeah, but like even like the classic cars, do you think or like the new cars, sports cars?
So my original love was the classics, and in high school, I actually had a 66 Mustang. Now I've got a 1960 Corvette.
Okay, yeah.
But I like the modern exotics. I really, truly like and appreciate all cars.
Yeah. There's one car that I want, and one day I will have one. And I'm a big fan of Back to the Future, and you can probably guess which car that is already. I would love to own a DeLorean one day.
I think you should. I
agree. I was like this close. Probably about 3-4 years ago, this close, because in Humble they have the DeLorean Museum, and they have they can build you a brand new one if you like.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I can't wait to see your DeLorean when you get it. I hope you'll bring it by Garage Ultimate.
I'm gonna have to keep it somewhere.
That's right. That's right.
So, what would somebody use your services for? Like, okay, a garage space. I have a garage in my house, but like, I only have I have two cars. It's a 2-car garage. So what goes on there? Are people going to be working on their cars or storing them or building a car?
So all of the above. The great thing about Garage Ultimate and really what inspired us is to have a space that not only could you store your cars, but you could also work on them. So we've got electric set up. Everybody's got HVAC, so you can work in comfort.
Okay.
And
that's not the case for most garages.
That's very true.
Yeah.
That's very true. We've got the height so that you can put a lift in there and get under the car. We tried to make it a space conducive to actually working on whatever your toy is.
Mm-hmm. Besides cars, could anybody bring anything else in there? Or is it kind of like, hey, you have to it's a garage for cars? Because if you look at garages, at least in my neighborhood, the cars are parked outside the garage, and like everything else is like inside, whether that's bicycles, they use it as a storage place. Is that something you're open to?
Sure. It can be really anything, but a lot of the owners so far have the same issue, that their garage at home is full of storage. Their cars are in the driveway, and so this is a place to put their cars back into the garage. But we've got car owners, we've got RV owners, we've got boaters. We've even got some business owners that are storing inventory, files, that sort of thing.
Yeah, so it's big enough to fit like an RV and a boat. You have spaces that big.
Sure is. We've got 14-foot overhead doors, so anything that's street legal can get inside, and we built them tall enough to be able to accommodate anything. We've even got pull-through units, so even the largest RVs can have an easy time getting in and out.
So this property in Friendswood, was it something else before, or did you build this from the ground up?
Built it from the ground up. It was just dirt before. In fact, it was a wooded lot. We got 10 acres out there and just completed phase 1.
How long did that process take from finding the land, having a design, and then getting to here today? When did you start even looking?
So it was quite a lengthy process. It was about a 5-year process from conception to here we are today, and we've got it on the ground.
So 5 years. During that 5 years, how much did the plans change? Like from day one, you're just like, oh yeah, this is definitely the layout. This is where we're gonna do it, and then it's just things changed a lot, I assume.
Things did change a lot. So we started out meeting with our potential owners and saying, what would you want if you were going to have one of these? What is it that you would want? And we got all kinds of ideas, and that became our wish list. And then we built around that. And of course, then the finances have to work out and things change. And so that was the process. But the place where we started was always, what do our owners want? And we tried to always be cognizant of that as we were making changes.
Yes. So 5 years to get to where we are today. When did y'all actually open?
So October of 19, we had our grand opening, and we had pre-sales leading up to then during construction, and we're just now closing our first owners, and people are moving in, getting everything set up.
Is it weird having them actually own the space within your space?
It's really exciting, actually.
Yeah.
This was built as a community, and so I never really saw it as my space. I saw it as the owner's space, even when there weren't owners.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just so excited to have the owners moving in, building it out, making it their own.
Yeah. How many people can y'all hold?
We've got 39 units in our first phase, and ultimately we'll have 5 phases, so we'll have plenty of space for everybody.
So you're going to be going building as you grow.
Exactly.
Pretty much.
Exactly.
You know, whenever it comes to making a business plan, it's not the easiest thing to do, and in my opinion, because I've tried building them before, and it's kind of hard. Was there somebody that you referenced, or did you read books, or did you talk to other business owners to kind of help you go through that? You know, like, hey, you need phases, kind of grow. And one thing I've seen a lot of businesses, they'll expand really quick, and you know the clientele isn't there yet, or you try and grow too fast. So how did that go building that business plan?
We tried to be very intentional about it. We want to make sure that we are keeping up with demand, but not outpacing demand for that exact reason. And so we started with phase 1 to prove out our concept, get our owners in there, and then we feel like it's really going to take off from here because now we've got the excitement, we've got the people there. And so it's almost become a club, and so it's just exponential growth from there, and it's also a lot easier to keep up with the demand once it exists.
Yeah, I feel like the car owners, they have friends.
They sure do.
And they are going to be the best marketing and best, word of mouth. Man, I got this place, or you got to come see what I'm working on. They walk in to Garage Ultimate. What is this place? I'm going to bring my cars too, right?
That's exactly it. Yeah. We found that we just have to let people know about it, and car enthusiasts love it because there's nothing like this within miles and miles. So
yeah, can you share about the name? How did you come up with it?
There was, well, as you were talking about small businesses, you know that a lot goes into things like coming up with the name, and so we went back and forth and round, and ultimately came up with Garage Ultimate, and thought people were gonna shorten it and say, I'm going to the garage, and it'll be their space. We wanted something that could be shortened, give it a nickname, and it can really become yours. So Garage Ultimate fit, and we've been happy with it. Was
there any other names that were in the running that just missed out that you would like to share?
We had a whole list, but Garage Ultimate really did stick out. We kept coming back to Garage Ultimate.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So what's the plan in all 5 phases, if they're running, up and going? What's the final vision for Garage Ultimate?
So we'll have somewhere around 130 units and an entire development, and we can have, as we grow and have more units, we'll have more amenities. We'll have events for our owners, and it'll really become a hub for the community.
Mm-hmm. Would you be able to host a car show eventually? I know you said you had 10 acres, but I'm not sure how much. Those garages are probably pretty big. Some of them. So how much of the 10 acres is actually taken up by garage space?
So it's actually less than you think. A lot of it is taken up by concrete because we've got these big 60-foot wide drives to make it easier to get in and out of the garage space. But that's a lot of concrete, which is also great for car shows.
Yeah.
So for our grand opening back in October, we actually had a great car show. We filled up most of the concrete that we have poured so far, and people were even having to park on our driveway. So we love having shows. We love having events out there, and plan to do more of that.
What was the coolest car out there in October for the grand opening?
Oh, boy, we had a great Ford GT that we were actually able to pull into the clubhouse. We've got an overhead door that allows cars to be brought into the clubhouse to show one off. So we had a great Ford GT in the clubhouse.
Wow, and I'm not sure exactly what that looks like, but that's a newer car, right?
It sure is.
GT, yeah.
It sure is.
What's a car that you have not owned? You mentioned owning a 66 Mustang, and then you said you had a Corvette now.
That's right.
What's a car that's on your wish list that, like my DeLorean, the one day I'm going to have that car. What's a car like that for you?
You know, probably a 911 Turbo.
A 911 Turbo.
911 Turbo. That's right.
Is that a Porsche?
It is.
Okay.
Yes.
What is it about that car? Is it in a movie like mine, like Back to the Future?
No, I've got plenty of those. I tried to go for a realistic one that I will own a 911 Turbo. They're just incredible vehicles.
Is that what this whole thing is about? I feel like you're in your head. You're probably like, if I build a garage, there's going to be somebody that brings a 911 Turbo in here. And for whatever, it's just going to work out. Like the more cars you bring to yourself, like the more toys you can end up having.
Right.
Just buying one day. It's just a master plan.
Yeah, it's just an excuse to get to be around more cool cars.
It's phase 6 of the 5-phase plan. You're like, phase 6, 911 Turbo.
Right, exactly. You got it.
It's a giant scheme. Right now, it's 9:22 a.m. This is KHEARadio.com, 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. I am Gardy. We're talking to Nick about Garage Ultimate. I see Lori tuning in. Lori Miranda, she's a local realtor, and she's one of your friends. How did you meet Lori?
So Lori has actually helped us sell this project because they're condos. They're bought and sold just like any other real estate. And so Lori and her team have been great helping us market and sell the garage condos. You
know, that makes sense. As they're trying to find people the perfect house, they're probably saying, but this one doesn't have, it only has a 2-car garage, it has a 3-car garage. I got like 6 cars. And then Lori comes in and says, actually, there is the perfect place. As it turns out, it's right down the street. This is the house for you. This is the garage for you. And everybody's happy.
That's it. That's exactly it. And you know, realtors, they trade in relationships. And so they have such a huge reach. And Lori and her team just know so many people and interact with so many people.
It makes sense. That's genius.
They have been great.
Yeah, very cool. So a Garage Ultimate, it's in Friendswood, 10 acres of a playground. I think a lot of people, that is their, you know, like you think about a guy like going out. I have a friend that I mentioned to you earlier off the air. He has a spot in Santa Fe where he has some land and, you know, a little shed. I don't think he has HVAC. I don't think he has all that comforts and stuff, but he'll be out there. I'm like, what'd you do this weekend? He's like, I'm tired. I got like 2 hours of sleep in the past 3 days. I said, why? What are you doing? He's like, well, I got home from work on Friday, worked on my car, home from work on Saturday, worked on my car, and then on like Sunday he was at church. But that's his idea of fun. If I'm not working, I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna be working on my car. So this is like the perfect place for him. He should just move.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. We've got a whole community of people who get off work so they can go work some more.
Is that you?
Of course. I love it. You have to love it. You really do.
Mm-hmm. All right. Hey, we're going to take a quick break on the FM. We're going to keep it going on Facebook for a bit. If you have any questions and you're watching on social media, feel free to ask. It's KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. All right. So we're still live on Facebook, but just taking a quick FM break and hanging out for a bit more. Yeah. So cars. You know, whenever I think of people who are really into their cars, there's all kinds of groups. But what I've seen is that they're like the Jeep. I'm going to call it a cult. I don't know. They'd probably be okay with that. There's like the Jeep folks.
Yes.
You know, and that's one of the big like people who are really into their cars. And but there's all kinds of different like subcultures within cars.
Yes, there definitely is. And the deeper you get into it, the more you realize that there are subcultures even within the subculture sometimes.
Yeah. Like I have a little card over there in February. I think it's the 20th, the 19th, or the 20th, the 21st, something like that. There's a car show, and it's taking place at the Galveston County Fairgrounds. This is their second annual, but I remember talking to him about it last year. But I was asking the gentleman, I was like, well, what's your favorite kind of car? He's like, I love all cars. I'm like, that's a very politically correct answer. I was like, what's your favorite car? He's like, any car is good with me, you know, but that kind of, I just thought it was funny, but it's true. There's so many different kinds though. Like if you think of like, I have a buddy who's into like Hondas, you know, and they drop them low, put these crazy rims on them and the spoilers and all this stuff. And then he got into a Honda Ruckus. You know what the Ruckus is? It's like a little, I think it's Honda's answer to like a Vespa.
Oh, wow.
So it's like, you know, a 2-wheel, but they'll do the same thing. Rims, like custom seats, like all kinds of ridiculous stuff. But he'll be out there working on it, gets home from work. He actually works in the storage facility business.
Oh, really?
And so for him, like he has some little bit of space, and I think that's where he stores all his stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of different subcultures within cars and garages and everything.
Yeah, there really is, and even if you pick a kind of vehicle or a manufacturer vehicle, and then there's subgroups within that of a certain era or a certain engine, or so it really is a lot of fun, and the more you dig, the more you can find your niche, whatever that niche might be.
Yeah, has it kind of turned? Whenever you had the plan and everything, you've been open since October, so you'll probably have a better idea, as more time goes on. But even if this turns into more, like you see it as like, okay, it's the garage like this, but then it turns more into like RVs, or if it turns into like a motorcycle thing, I wonder if, I'm sure you'd be okay with that, but it kind of changes from the original idea in a way, a little bit more a different way, as long as it's successful.
Of course. What we've seen and looking into it before we built, a lot of them have at least a contingent of car people. And depending on where you are in the country, it might be a third RVs, a third cars, and a third business owners. But I don't think you're going to have no car people, just like I don't think you're going to not have any RVers. In fact, we've already got some RVers, we've already got some car people, and we've already got some business owners. So we'll see where those percentages end up, but I think we're going to have all three.
Yeah, it's at about a third right now, would you say?
It's more heavily slanted towards car enthusiasts right now, but we'll see where that goes.
All right. Let's see. It's 9:29 right now. I'll probably let this one song, keep playing, and then we will go back on here in a bit. Is there anything else that we haven't talked about that you wanted to bring up whenever we go back on the FM?
Nothing.
Not necessarily sticks out?
Nothing necessarily in particular.
Okay. Very cool. So we can remind people one more time and talk for a bit, and then we can sew it up here. So you said you lived in Houston, and you moved, 18 years old, moved to this area, kind of lived all different places in Texas. Where have you been, and what did you get into, like, whenever you straight moved at 18 years old?
So, so I went directly from Phoenix to actually Utah and was a snowboard instructor and living in the mountains. Mm-hmm. Then came to Dallas and then made a stop in Austin. And then now have been in Houston since 2007.
So I'm guessing that you weren't a snowboard instructor down in Dallas and Austin.
That's true.
But is there snow? Is there snow in Phoenix, or like how did you get good enough to be an instructor?
So I there's not a lot of snow in Phoenix. Yeah. North of Phoenix, there's a small mountain that I learned to snowboard on back when snowboarding was really small, and then I would go as often as I could and just really developed a passion for being outside, and I loved it. So started snowboard instructing, and then, at some point decided I better find a job.
Yeah.
Real job.
That sounds like it would be a fun, amazing job.
Oh, it was an amazing job.
Yeah.
It was.
There was a game that I really liked on Nintendo 64 called 1080.
Yes.
Did you ever play that game?
I did.
Oh, that game was legit.
Yep.
1080. Yep. And you could like pick the clothes, and then it's like goofy. That's all I know. It's like traditional and goofy. Like that's as much as I know about snowboarding, but that game was awesome.
That game was a lot of fun.
Yeah. 1080. Like 720 if you could like pull it off. Yeah, good stuff. So we got about a minute left. Lori brought up that there is an upcoming car show this month at the spot, Garage Ultimate.
That's right. We every month we have some sort of an event. Some of them are private events, some of them are public events. But the last Saturday of every month, we're having some sort of a car related event out at Garage Ultimate. All
right. So let's kick it back on the FM right now, and here we go. Good morning. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. It's 9:31 on a Monday. I got Nick with Garage Ultimate here in studio. Garage Ultimate is located in Friendswood. Nick, can you explain the concept behind Garage Ultimate for us one more time?
Sure. So Garage Ultimate are individually owned garage condos. They're anywhere from 750 square feet, which is about a 2.5 car garage, to we've got 1,500 square foot pull-through spaces that are for hobbyists, enthusiasts, car owners, RVers, boaters, business owners, for people who have run out of space at home.
Mm-hmm. There's also events that y'all have there. Is there any upcoming events, and what does that event look like?
Yes, so we're having an event the last Saturday of this month. We try to do something the last Saturday of every month. Starting in October, we had our grand opening. We've had a couple of great car shows out there. We call them Cars and Coffee events, Saturday mornings. We're planning some other events for some of our owners as well. So, give us a call or stop by on the last Saturday of the month. We'll always have something going on.
Cool. Where are y'all located one more time?
We're at 4650 FM 2351 in Friendswood, right in front of Timber Creek Golf Course.
Timber Creek. Are you a big golfer?
I'm not a big golfer. I don't have time.
Me either. I've never golfed one time in my entire life. I went to Top Golf once. That didn't work out too well.
Top Golf was fun. I enjoy getting out there. I'm just not very good at it.
Yeah, me either. I like being good at stuff.
Me too. But you know what? With golf, you can just tell yourself that the high score wins, and I always win.
Hey, I like that.
There you go.
Maybe I will go back to Top Golf now.
Yeah, I'm good. I can shoot triple digits every time.
I win.
Right.
I win. All right, so Garage Ultimate. Y'all have car shows. There's events. If you need some extra space, if you ran out of garage room, look into Garage Ultimate. How can they get a hold of you? What's the best way to reach out? Social media, email, phone number, just stop by?
So all of the above. So my phone number is 832-409-3920. You can also email me at nick@garageultimate.com, or we've got a form on our website, garageultimate.com. Any way you can find me, reach out, and I'll get back to you as quick as I can.
All right. Nick, is there anything else you'd like to share at all? Even reminding people one more time the address or why Garage Ultimate's the place for them? Anything else at all?
Sure. Come check us out. It's an exciting concept. We're really building the community of enthusiasts in this area. Again, we're at 4650 FM 2351. We're Garage Ultimate.
All right. Thank you for hanging out today, Nick.
Thank you.
This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. All right, Facebook. Y'all be good. Be blessed. Share this stream into a Facebook group or share it out on your page. Either way, let's get the word out about Garage Ultimate. Hit up Nick and then go check out one of those events.
Thanks so much.